Hey guys, today we're going to be doing BeamNG.drive, and this game is pretty much just a car simulator game. Now, I've done many videos on this game in the past, but today I'm going to be doing pretty much a demo of this game, explaining how everything works, explaining how the game works, explaining all the things you can do, all that stuff. So first of all, I'm going to start off with the fact that normally you would spawn in to BeamNG.drive. Now this map is grid map, so you would normally spawn into BeamNG.drive, and you would spawn in with a vehicle similar to this. And I'm going to load it right now. You would spawn in with a vehicle similar to this. Now, it's a truck. Now, you just can drive around in it. Now, this game has pretty detailed interior, so just looking at the interior of this vehicle, you could tell that there's a lot going on in here. So I'll stop it right now, and here we go. We've got our game rendering all this stuff in here. We've got a nice little radio here, cup holder. Got the gauges there. And we've got also many other cars. So we've got this one, which is more like a sports vehicle. And then all these three. I don't want to go over all those. But there's a much wider selection of vehicles. We're just opening the menu. You have all of these different cars you can choose from. Now, some of those cars shown there are mods, some of them aren't. Most of them aren't mods, though. So, pretty much the game has implemented soft body physics running in the Torque 3D physics engine. Now, how that works, if you're not a technical person, is you see here, the suspension is moving when I hit a hard brake and everything. It's moving at accurate speeds. And for proof that this game isn't just rendering things or animations, and that's not just pretty much guessing on the crash, this is something that can help you with it. Slow motion. Now, this game has controller support for Xbox One and Steam controller. But if you look closely at this, you'll see that it's not just being animated or pretty much guessed or rendered. See that? How it completely slowed down, and now you can show off the damage here. Now I'm going to be using an Xbox One controller to show up this video while playing. But see, you can do all that with it. Now, this game requires Windows 10, and the system requirements will be in the description along with the Steam download link and the BeamNG.drive homepage download link. But then here is another demonstration of the suspension skills here. So this will give you a good idea of the suspension. I'll slow it down just a little bit. You can see suspension going along. Now the camera does sometimes glitch through areas. That's just an effect of this game still being an alpha version 0.21. So it's pretty early. Now this game was released in 2013, so it has evolved a lot over the years, and with that, it is good to say that this game has had a lot more features implemented to it and things. Now, also you have working things like the turn signals work, and also that they turn off when you steer. You can go off ramps like this. Now, that's not all that's in this game, though. There's a crucial feature in it, and that is the fact that pressing Control W will actually open up this menu. So here you can do all of the stuff that you've ever wanted to do with a vehicle that other games won't let you, and really, you can customize this car to the absolute limits. You can add roof racks, you can add trims, you can change the horn sound, and this is just like the most you'll ever get out of customizing a vehicle in a game. So that's pretty much what that is now. This is being ran on Windows 10 Home with a AMD Ryzen 5 processor and an NVIDIA GeForce GTX graphics card. So this is like one of the bare minimums for requirements, but it still runs it really well. I would guess that I get about 60 FPS on it, but there is no FPS counter on this. Now you also have different functions, like if I go over to here, click here, you'd see all of your different controls here, so you can do that too, and then also you have your different vehicles. So I'm going to go over those. Now this is another one, so these are just like the categories. This is like 70s muscle car type category. Now every car in this game that's not a mod has an interior. So this one is not a mod, so it does have an interior. Now yes, there are mods for this game, but it's not like, ooh, better graphics mod or something. If I go into the game's repository, you can see that you have, I'm going to go to the more newer mods. You have different license plates, you have different cars, different skins, and you have over 200 different mods here. So that's with mods, though. We're just going to go over the stock game. Now, the game again uses soft body physics. Now, the game has had a pretty good evolution of its soft body physics simulators, and the first one to be CryEngine 3, and they used that from 2012 to 2013. 2013, they came out with the Twerk 3D, and Twerk 3D is still what we have today, and Twerk 3D is what we're playing on now. Now, this version of the game is 0.21 alpha, but we still have some more things. So here's the drive button in your menu. Now you have campaign, scenarios. Now scenarios is pretty much you have different things like soccer, leap of faith, pizza delivery, a bunch of different challenges here. And there's even some races. Now there's then time trials, where you can have your own things there. So then you also can have things like bus routes. You can take your bus at different places. Campaigns are like, here's drivers changing, senseless destruction. Now I'm going to go into senseless destruction just to show off this one and what campaigns are. So campaigns are one of my absolute favorite things in this game. So I'm going to wait for it to load here. Now that was just one out of the many maps there are. I'll show off some of the maps later in the video. But I did notice that we're already 8 minutes in, so it's going to take a while. It do take quite a while to load, so something. Now this game does not run on Macs, it does not run on Chromebooks, it only runs on Windows. And I think that the earliest version of Windows you can run would be Windows 7. Now this is just pretty much an intro for it here, so I'm going to let it play here. So see, there's like these different challenges. So see here, there is different like levels and things. So we're just going to be playing this. Here we go. So we have to destroy this vehicle. Now this is not a mod again, this is something that comes in with the game. Now it does give you certain cinematic camera angles if you would want it here. You can look at the car get destroyed. Looks like you might make it to one of the lowest points. No, we can do it better here. And it goes down off into here. Now you can make your UI disappear on this, which is one thing that is good about this. Now you actually, for some reason, can't get it back now. I feel like I can do this better now, but then also if I open up the drive menu again and go into free roam, you see there's a lot of maps: test track, cliff, derby arenas, all these different things. So now these games are kind of fun to play, like this one. And all the cars are different. None of the cars are exactly the same. One of them might have a V6 engine. One of them might be a brand new sports car. One might be a 90s SUV like this is. So we got a success. Damage, fairly low. I got a bronze. So we can go to the next thing. Now these are all different campaigns too. So this one's just one of the many campaigns. Now also there are different maps, different roads, and certain modded maps. They're actually destructible builds. So I highly suggest that you get into mods, but if you can't get into mods, because mods are really easy to install, then I guess you can just play the normal game. So here I'm going to try to finish this scenario, just to show it off. Now it looks like I'm going to be racing a drag car here. So again, you have any cars that you want here. You can also have many different camera angles. My favorite has to be this one. Now that is the sound of your brakes. So your brakes eventually start going out. And that's what that guy's brakes are doing there. Now your car also does catch on fire. There are certain times when your car can actually explode. So it is kind of fun for all of these different things. Now see here, it also gives you tips here, kind of like Minecraft does. So here, many vehicles are not suited for spirited driving or racing in stock form. Upgrades are available in the parts sector, Control W. Now again, I'm using an Xbox One controller to play this, but there are options too. Now, these tips really don't matter when you're on the controller, but still. Now this is like a 50s kind of rich person's car, I guess, but not really. Now then, there's also times when stuff like this happens. You fall off the bridge. Now there is different bridges, like suspension bridges in this, and you could use those bridges at times. I'm going to reset. So see how this bridge behaves just like the vehicles do. And it's not only that it has like a suspension, it can also brake. Now I'm going to demonstrate that on a normal map. So let's go to a big map. Let's just go to grid map. Don't pay attention to the fact that I selected grid map old. They're all the same exact thing. Now, normally you would spawn somewhere over here. So, let's go over to there. Right here. And, oh, okay. Let's just reset that. So now, I can demonstrate the bridge. So, let me get the bridge out. Now, there are some different bridge options. Now, one of the options would be the one that we just did, if I can find it in here. I think that the best bridge one would be... Hold on, there is a search. Here, so the one that we did was this, but I'm going to use this since it actually loads where the other ones don't seem to load properly. Now let's go over to here. Now you can drive up onto the bridge, you can do whatever you want, but the bridge does break. So you can have some fun with the bridges. Now the bridges do behave the exact same as vehicles, because if you stack up on the bridge too much in a specific spot, the bridge will break. And I'm going to demonstrate that by stacking it up with cars. Now they're all going to be trucks, but that doesn't matter now. Depending on your system is how many cars your game can handle. Now this game is very, very high intense on even a gaming Windows PC. So even if that's what you have, it is still very hard on it, and you might want to consider having some of your settings lower. So I'm going to put all my cars on here, and you'll see how eventually the bridge starts to get low. And the more cars I put on it, the lower it gets. Now I'm going to... Now all the cars brands in this are actually fake, like ETK, Gravel, BTP. They're all different, and they're all false. They're all fake. But it doesn't matter though, so... You can even get things like the cement mixer, and like cement mixers are like some of the heaviest, so weight does actually matter in this game because certain things won't work unless the weight happens. Now, okay, so we've just got everything falling off in here. So that bridge is done. We can now go and I can demonstrate the damage physics in this game a little bit better now. Oh, my game's lagging because of all those cars. Maybe I can remove them. Okay, but see there? See how front right half shaft broken. Now, there's a thing in this game called nodes that lets you like pull up your car. I don't know why I'm going. Hold on a second. What? That's weird. Okay. That doesn't matter. So you see here how the car is pulling to the right. Now I'm not steering at all right now, it's just pulling. Now doing something like going right up in here and start tugging on it really hard. Now there is a way to increase your strength and things. And really I don't know how to do that. I just use my mouse's DPI to try to mess this stuff up to raise my DPI a lot. So you can grab it by a specific part of the suspension by holding control. It will show all of these different nodes, they like to call it. And now you can just drag. Now you can also have your in-game camera, just something in the game. Now you can also show these beams here. These are the nodes. Now they indicate where the vehicle can deform. So here, you can grab one of these and rip off the door. You can grab one of these and rip off the front. You can grab one of these and rip off the tire. Now, sometimes they do get glitchy like that. Sometimes you can just completely rip off the entire vehicle cab. Let's see here now it's just getting plain glitchy, so we have to stop that. Now then, again, there are other vehicles, like here, this is like a modern sports car that we can play around with. Now the video is already nearing 20 minutes long, so I'm just going to do some stuff with this. Like how there's another thing, how, see here, the navigation actually loads as the navigation. Now, by default, if you don't have a controller, the controls for this are the arrow keys. Now I presetted mine to be WASD, but it doesn't matter, you can always configure them within the game files. Now these maps are very detailed, and they do get removed at times, they do get added. Very rarely they get removed, but more often they get added. So, see here how it has a working navigation system where it actually shows the roads. Now the reason it says that there's roads where there really isn't is because that's where the AI goes, and I can show off the AI. But yeah, the more modern cars have those navigations inside of them, and that red truck that I was showing off earlier. Now the interior does also take slight damage from it, but the interior damage is more glitchy. So then also we can go and what? Okay, so then also we can go and get what I was just talking about here. So let's go and get out the AI. So I'm going to grab one of these cars, the white one. I am going to tell this car, I'm going to tell all the other cars to chase this car. So AI, chase, so I'm just gonna do follow, and now all those other cars are going to start following me. Hold on, my thing wasn't working. AI, follow. The AI is really buggy right now, so certain things like this don't tend to work as often. Let's try chase. Chase. The AI is having issues. The AI seems to be really stupid in this version of the game, since it's an early version. They don't seem to be that smart. They seem to just... Now, this is supposed to be like an 80s hatchback. Sorry for really bad frame rates. It's just the fact that I have so many cars all trying to chase me at once. But see here, we can just drive along here, and the AI will attempt to chase me. Now we can see where they are. Looks like that guy is about to jump off the ramp. We can watch him. And I can put it into slow motion. My arrow key's broken. Hold on. You could watch him jump off of here and land there. And that's another way that you can see the beautiful damage physics in this game, and the fact that the AI does seem to chase you. I don't know why that loop is seeming to go through. And when you have the AI set to chase me, they tend to always be running after you. So see this guy? He's just gonna try to hit me, or not. Okay. Well, that's confusing. Now, also in the middle of the map, you do see the BeamNG logo. But anyway, that's going to be all for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Maybe it can teach you a little bit more about BeamNG.drive. And, okay, we've just got broken cars driving everywhere. These guys couldn't even do anything. I hear the truck trying to back up. We could do a head-on collision with this guy to end the video off. So we can also have camera angles and things. So let's do this. I'll see you next time. They are still pretty stupid at times.